Alright, how's it going people, and welcome back to the Gunners Guild. We've been really busy playing Monster Hunter World, and I want to get right back into it, so I'm just going to go over a quick startup guide for bows in World. Starting off with the playstyle, like you've probably seen in the beta and in previous videos, there's only really two valid shots to use for damage. That's either your Power Shot or your Dragon Pierce. Playing a bow is simple. You Dragon Pierce when you have a large enough opening, and Power Shot when you don't. That is all. Power Shot can be used decently well at point blank ranges after you've toppled a monster, but it's not very useful outside of that. And Rapid is just really weak and isn't worth the coating. I mainly use Rapid just to get the escalating charge on Dragon Pierce. Basically, Dragon Pierce is your go-to shot. Try to use that as much as possible. Next is the actual bows. In World, elemental bows feel pretty good, and you should probably have a bow for each element and the raw bow for general use. The bows I used to get through the game were Tobi Kadachi's Thunder Bow, Rathalos' Fire Bow, the Mudfish's Water Bow, Legiana's Ice Bow, and Nergigante's Dragon Bow. These all perform really well, and I had no issue going through the game with any of these. Of course, match the elements to the appropriate monsters. You can check the elemental weaknesses on the monsters in your Hunter's Notes. For the physical bow, Diablos is the only way to go, but you won't have that finished until you're pretty much at the end of the game, so don't worry about that in the beginning. For armor and armor skills, low rank is pretty much forgettable. There aren't any worthwhile skills to grind for as a gunner, so just get what you can until you can farm Rathalos a bit and make his set in low rank and then again in high rank. It grants weakness exploit and elemental crit. These are pretty big damage increases for bow since we're going to be using elemental bows. It only requires 3 set pieces for low rank and 2 for high rank, so I recommend you use these until you finish the story. For other pieces of gear, just use what you can. Critical Eye, Attack Boost, and appropriate elemental damage up are all good choices. Finally, for endgame stuff. Crit is still meta, so the eye patch from Nergigante with Weakness Exploit 2 and a slot is a no-brainer, although the Critical Eye glasses can be used as well. Teostra's chest piece with Special Shot Up 2 is pretty much mandatory. It's 20% more damage on Dragon Pierce. You can use that or the Special Shot Up Talisman from Anjanath. Teostra's gloves are also Weakness Exploit 1 or 2 depending on which ones you make, and they're fine alternatives for the eye patch. You can also use Xeno's gloves for critical boost. Waist is always going to be Azure Wrath just because it grants Pierce Up, which is about 10% damage boost from Dragon Pierce. And for boots, you use Azure Wrath so you get elemental crit still for your bows. If you're going to go raw bow with Diablos, basically you're just going to swap out the boots for something like Dober boots with attack boost too, and everything else is pretty much the same. You just want to focus on damage and critical. So after that, we're going to get into tempering and augments and all that endgame stuff, which is what I'm currently stuck at, so I can't help you with that right now, but I will get to it eventually. Other than that, everything's pretty much up to you guys. Sorry this was rushed, but I want to get back hunting, so I'll see you guys next time.